What fact did you learn too late in life? I was 12 with two of my friends, one of whom is of Jewish descent. My other friend and I were teasing him for being circumcised. That sunk cost does not just apply to money, but also to relationships and jobs and living situations. That being too cool for everything makes you a really boring person. I did that in high school and college because it was safe. People trying and failing gets you laughed at. So don't try. Don't like things, because other people will hate you for it. Don't care too much about something because others will laugh at you for it. So I stayed cool and aloof and got to do all the laughing and mocking while other people made themselves look dumb. Thereby forging friendships and relationships with people for better or worse and ultimately being interesting to be around. While I sit alone pretty much all the time thinking up sick burns and reasons why it was so much better to play it safe and not care about things. Sometimes you're only friends with someone because you see them 5 days a week. No matter how great of a person you are, you will meet people who dislike you. That's okay. That if you dish tea for others without attaching an expectation to it, you are going to have a much easier time in life. Find happiness in what you do. Enjoy the unexpected moments you receive in return. Just because you feel like you can trust someone doesn't mean that person is trustworthy. Sometimes you just have to shut the FCK up and listen. Just because you value someone doesn't mean that they value you. Don't move in with a stranger you met at F-King Burning Man. A person is not going to be defined by their relationship to you. Just because someone is your parent or partner etc. doesn't mean that they're going to be solely defined by this role. It's important to recognize and attend to their needs outside of this relationship too. That saying no is okay. If you want a secret to be kept, don't tell anyone. Also, if someone is constantly talking about other people behind their back, then they definitely do the same to you. That media is the plural of medium. You can try your hardest to not be a toxic person, but sometimes you still will be. Apologize genuinely and learn from it. You can't save everyone. Not everything needs to be said. To expand a bit on when to speak up or keep quiet, I have found this 3-step rule to be very helpful in all aspects of my life so far. 1. Does it need to be said? If the answer is yes, proceed to step 2. 2. Does it need to be said right now? If the answer is yes, proceed to step 3. 3. Does it need to be said right now by me? If the answer is yes, then speak up. It's very helpful in group situations and when delicate subjects are at hand. Everyone is the protagonist in their own story. That person who's an a-hole and makes people feel bad? Yeah. They think they're being honest and upstanding, calling other people out on hypocrisy or telling those people what they need to hear to be better. That person who cuts people off in traffic or cuts in line? Yeah. They think they're just avoiding people who are not paying attention, so it doesn't matter. It also works both ways. Just because you see it through your eyes doesn't mean you're not the antagonist in everyone else's lives. Source. Used to be the honest a-hole. Realized I was just an a-hole. The more time you spend despairing over things that didn't go the way you wanted them to in the past, the more opportunities you miss to make the connections for a meaningful future. Not everyone is going to like you and you don't have to change who you are for them. It's much more important to like yourself as a person. Also, how to flirt. Edit. Wow, rip my inbox. Great discussions, guys. I learned too late in life that it is okay to cut out a toxic person from your life. Even if they are family. Even if it is your mom. Not everyone will love you like you love them. Some people are not capable of love. Yay. There is no such thing as company loyalty. It's dead and employers killed it. Instead of growing your career with a single company, grow your career by hopping from job to job. Each job should be a progression upwards for you. Never take a step backwards. Unless you're certain that that step has some kind of payoff. Save a little money every week month. Nothing gives you happiness like a financial buffer. Not everybody is a nice person. Didn't really learn this too late, but don't spend money saved all at once. Save 3x the amount you need e.g. that trip is going to cost $2k. Save $6k. It'll take longer, but you'll thank yourself in the long run. Once you're an adult, no one cares what your marks were in high school or college. Don't be a slacker, but don't be obsessed about grades either. Have a life outside of school. You'll be amazed what some good work ethic can do for your career. You'd also be surprised that if you do the bare minimum, you can be a star employee in some places. Because people are just that bad. Don't be a doormat. Amen. Don't tell me what to do. Time accelerates. Live while you are young and can do what you want. Don't get arrested when you're a teenager. The world is not the professional, organized and efficient machine that you were taught it is. Everything is so poorly organized and held together with string and tape. Nobody is going to care about anything you do, and you can pretty much shoehorn yourself into anything you want if you give it enough effort. When I got my first big boy job, I realized that it really was just waking up in the morning, driving to a building where other underpaid, disgruntled and clueless people like me met up every day and just did stuff that might or might not have made our company more productive. Nobody really knows what's happening and everyone just goes along with it because that's what they think they have to do. If you FCK up, even really badly, you will still be alive tomorrow, and 99,999,999% of the population won't have any idea that it even happened. If you're in a good relationship and love the person who says they love you right back, they can still break your heart at a moment's notice. Doesn't matter how much you're in love with someone, or how much you feel that love is reciprocated. You never know what they truly think or feel about you. And you may just get a 4-sentence text one day and that's it. If someone says bad things about other people to you, they are likely saying bad things about you to other people. My grandfather did not play Ivan Ooze in the Power Rangers movie. Girls can smell desperation, and it's a turn off. Having a kid won't make your marriage better. If something bothers you, change it. If it is beyond your control, learn to live with it. Accept it. Change yourself. That is the only thing you can influence. Showing up is often the most important part. You can't do anything right if you're not there to do it. And that thing you were afraid of really isn't that bad. Romance never works like it does in movies. Also, don't be the only dude in an all-female book club led by your ex. Having a lot of friends doesn't make any sense without having few best buddies. That women also get horny and just want a casual hookup sometimes. I didn't have any female friends growing up, and my family was fairly religious. And the majority of my knowledge of what women are like came from sitcoms where they joked about the wife never wanting to have sex. So I just assumed that women just didn't like it and it was something they did because the guy wanted it. So I tried to be the nice guy who wanted a relationship and came across as someone who wanted a serious relationship right away. In retrospect, there were a lot of women who I now realize were interested in me. But I scared them away by being oblivious to the fact that they just wanted something casual. I kind of wish I had learned that women really aren't that different, and to try to get to know them more as people earlier in life, rather than being a nice guy loner for the first part of my life who couldn't understand women at all and was awkward in most interactions. Alcohol will absolutely ruin your life, and the lives of the people you love most. If you don't f***ing be careful, you start out as a frat boy, and before you know it, you're drinking every night after you get home from your first job out of college. Then the hangovers get pretty bad, so you start to have a beer in the morning to level off. Then, well, I won't go on. For the love of God, be careful. Don't try to be a nice person. Try to be a good person. If being nice comes as a byproduct of you trying to be a good person, so be it. But always prioritize being good over being nice. That it's okay to put yourself first. I mean, I'm only 20, but oh boy. Did I make myself feel miserable throughout my teenage years because I thought I was unworthy of love and kept putting even the mailman's feelings before mine, lol. How to manage my finances and work to a budget. Find happiness in whatever you do. Either find what makes you happy and do it, or find a way to make what you do make you happy. Both ways are fine. You want to be a fire juggler? Do it. You work a soul-crushing minimum wage service job? Awesome. You have a paying job that helps people. Make your customers happy. Use that job to move up the corporate ladder or bounce off to a different job. Happiness is a point of view and a series of choices, not something bestowed on you. That little twinge inside you that tells you that your boss friend, person you're dating just doesn't really like you that much isn't a sign that you should work harder to get them to like you more. It's a sign you are with the wrong person, people. Or it's your shitty self-esteem trying to trick you. Life changes. And it changes a lot faster as you get older and gain more confidence skills, as well as power and freedom and autonomy. I used to sit around just waiting for life to happen. I blew my money on buying way too much stuff, like books, which I wouldn't really use because I was waiting. Because I assumed the rest of my life would be lonely. So I didn't read or watch TV or do anything productive. Just waited. There would always be more and wanted life. When I felt lonely as a kid, I had to wait for school the next day or get on a forum. Now I can go to a bar or a meetup or a concert or join a sport or the gym or sit on campus, if a student. Life just happens faster. Now I make my life happen. And I'm a lot happier for it. Should brought damn Bitcoin 7 years ago. Damn. That being fit is way more attractive than being anorexic. I thank my husband every day for helping me understand that. Relationships require an actual relationship with the person. If you are too nice, everyone will use you like a doormat. Even your best friend or family. People you thought you'd be friends with into the twilight of your life can wake up one day and never care if they see you again. Life is hard. You struggle. Get upset. Cry. Suffer heartbreak after heartbreak and watch loved ones die. But everything will be okay. Everybody goes through this. Everybody hurts, sometimes circumflexodiaresis. But things will be fine. And things without a doubt could always be worse. Laughing helps. I learned way too late in life how to love myself and how to accept myself for who I am. I always used to hate the way I looked. The way I interacted. How I get social anxiety in certain settings. Just everything about myself. It wasn't until a few years ago that I began the process of accepting myself as the being I am, and slowly through the process of acceptance, I grew to like and eventually love myself. Since then, my life has been drastically different. The way I perceive the world and people around me has shifted in ways I can't put into words. I was once a dark cloud of emotion. But recently I have become a bendable light shining around corners. When I was younger, my mother told my sister and I that the zoo was closed in the winter so we wouldn't ask to go in the middle of winter. Fast forward to my senior year of high school, I was in a behavioral science class where the class would always go to the zoo to observe the chimpanzees and write a paper on them. My course was in the winter, and so when my teacher told us we were going to the zoo, I was confused at first and then realized my mother had lied to childhood me. I will never let her live that down. How to actually enjoy life. I was raised with the mentality of always studying and nothing else. Heck, I'm not even familiar with toys and TV shows and games. I thought if I studied harder and be successful later, I will find happiness. But I have hit a brick wall. I failed a major. and become very depressed because I don't know how to entertain myself. After being dismissed, it's the time when I try living like what a normal kid do. Playing games, watching TV and movies, lose myself in imaginations. Even if it's unproductive, I'm quite content living like this until I decide I'm ready to return to social world. That life isn't fair. Sometimes you have to burn bridges. It feels like a waste of time and energy to attempt to maintain a relationship with someone who might not want anything to do with you. Also, depending on what a person has done to you, don't give them a second chance. The person you trust the most is capable of pulling the very ground on which you stand from under you. Nobody is looking out for you but yourself. Not everyone who stirs the teapot has to lick the spoon. And some of those who do actually like the taste. How to use ball cam efficiently. Laughter really does help with things like depression. Counseling really does help with things in general. Abuse does not taint you for life. That you should moisturize your face, neck and tits before you get wrinkles. It's never too early. Sippin' tea in your hood. Girls can be astronauts. Open bracket. Edit. Start hard on the STEM studies early. No matter if people in your life try to tell you it's just for men. That in 1998 The Undertaker threw mankind off hell in a cell and plummeted 16 feet through an announcer's table. Being a Redskins fan is extremely frustrating. Guys, don't put PSSY on a pedestal. Don't blow up your anger on someone who dumps you, even if they wronged you. And no, not because to win them back, but for the principle of accepting it's over gracefully and maturely. Never sacrifice a brilliant educational or career opportunity to save an unsteady relationship. You will find love again. You may not get that opportunity again. Love does not conquer all. Edit. Guys, I meant a brilliant opportunity, i.e. full scholarship to Harvard, dream job offer, etc. Adjacent saving a relationship that wasn't great, or actively failing, anyway, not dumping a loving spouse to earn a few more dollars an hour. Sorry if that wasn't clear. Confidence. 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 Even if you don't have it, fake it till you make it. And learn to trust yourself. Real life is not anything like in the movies, books, TV. Stuff doesn't just happen. You have to make it happen. There'll never be this perfect situation created by some insane coincidence that will allow you to have the opportunity to talk to this person and to connect with them. You have to make those perfect situations happen. You'll never be locked in an elevator with your crush. You'll never be assigned to a project with this person who shares your interests and might potentially be your new best friend. Your dream job won't fall into your lap. You'll never hear a friend say, "Hey, our archaeologist got sick unexpectedly and we need someone to cover for him." I know that you have no experience, no knowledge of the subject and even no skills required. But it was your dream job since you were 5. So do you want to come? The world doesn't owe you anything. You have to earn what you want. Compound interest is pretty neat. And also pretty devastating. Go to our personal finance before you're 30. Knowing your worth. At 22 I got into a relationship and I realize now at 34 that all I ever tried to do was fix him, and you cannot help someone who doesn't want to help themselves. Now, I am in a really wonderful relationship with a man that is my equal on every basic level. Being forward about what you want. I'm not special. I'm not smarter than anyone else. And I don't deserve anything I haven't already earned.